XRP. We're going to talk about the price here. We just got past $3 here. We're going to talk about where the price is more likely to go next and what's happening and why the price keeps dropping here. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's get straight into it. So first things first, let's just kind of start off with the simple stuff first, which is the pricing of XRP, what's been going on inside the market and where the prices more likely are going to head. So anyways, we are doing a little bit better inside of the market now that the whole Jackson Hole meeting happened. Prices went down anticipating it, and then information came out good. Everything came back up. So Bitcoin went back up, but now it's kind of pulling back here. We've seen XRP went back up, but XRP is not pulling back as hard as Bitcoin, but the chart looks a little bit similar. You can see at the two last 7 days areas here. But yeah, you can see the XRP chart is looking a little bit similar to Bitcoin. But anyways, XRP is down 0.8% in the last 24 hours, 2.8% in the last 7 days, 1.1% in the last 30 days. But what we really got to pay attention to is the technical patterns that are forming here on XRP. So this is one of the technical patterns here. This wedge pattern right here is this right here. So this is a symmetrical triangle here. As you can see, this is the symmetrical triangle. So I've been watching this and I'm trying to I want to stay bullish on XRP, right? I want to stay bullish on the overall market, but I got to take into account all of the different stuff that's happening with the charts. All right, you have to take into account. But anyways, this is a symmetrical triangle for the people that are wondering. And then we have over here a falling wedge bullish pattern. That's not necessarily a falling wedge pattern. This is not an uptrend falling wedge pattern, because as you can see, the bottom of this pattern is not falling down with the top. It's not going down together. So if you look at here, the falling wedge, both of the wedges of this triangle should be going down if it was a falling wedge, but it's not. So this pattern is indeed a symmetrical triangle. That's what we're looking at today. So that's what we got. It's a bullish pattern. Sometimes you can see it breaking down to the downside with these type of patterns. Sometimes, not all the times, but it can happen sometimes. But look, the last few times we have reached the top of this area, we were rejected with XRP, which kind of makes me feel like we've built that momentum to continue to break past this level. So as you can see back here, December 12th, XRP was denied. It was denied at the $2.90 Fibonacci. And that level, I don't have the exact number is like $2.94, something like that. But it got rejected at that level, right? And then we ended up seeing it pulling back and then trying to get past, and it did. And it almost got past the $3.66 level here at that resistance at that Fibonacci. And then you see it pull back to that support down there at $1.57. And now you're seeing it trying to pass this level again. So I think we are about to have a nice little breakout here. We just got to wait. We can see here we have sold off on the MACD because we were way overbought on the MACD. We got rejected all the way up here at about $3.65, somewhere around there. And you can see on the MACD we were rejected because we were way overbought. Also on the trend, on the percent R trend exhaustion, we were also overbought. So that's also another reason why we had that pullback, but we didn't necessarily pull all the way back. And we've seen this before where we've pulled halfway back on the percent R trend exhaustion chart. And you can see how we pulled halfway back here and then we kept going. And that looked like this, pulling halfway back and then continued to go. And if you look at the amount of gains that we had when we did that, it was actually pretty significant. Like, it might not look like a lot, but that was a 72% gain when it pulled back and then kept going. So I want to say, what if, hypothetically speaking, we did the same thing and then we continue to go? So would it still be 72% in gains? So let's go ahead and take this and bring it up from this level down here, which is that bottom level that we've reached, all the way up here to about 72%. That would bring us to $4.85. But wait, we do have the Fibonacci all the way up here. So if we bring it just a little bit higher, we're then looking at 100% at that Fibonacci level, all the way up here at about $5.70. So about $5.75. somewhere around there. That would bring us to 100% in gains from here. But if we're just looking at a reenactment of what happened the previous time, then we're looking for 72% gains, or let's just put it at 70. So about $4.80. So we should see XRP breaking out any moment now. XRP should be breaking out, and we should be looking towards $4.80, just kind of doing what we did previously, right? And if we hit that $4.80 level, then you're probably going to see a big pullback and then some sideways trading movement, followed by another pump, which could bring us up to our high of $5.70 at that Fibonacci retracement. So that's kind of what we're looking at here with XRP. Now, that's just one way to spin it, just one way to look at it, kind of looking at our previous price action to see if we can pick that up again. And remember, we're just looking at the daily chart here. So if we can come back here and look at the 4-hour chart, you'll see a little bit different information here. So we're not necessarily at the top of our wedge yet, and we're technically not overbought yet. We still have more buying pressure to the upside. The MACD has curved down a little bit, and you do see the MACD is heading a little bit closer to some more selling pressure. So that's something to pay attention to. You definitely don't want to be too oversold on the MACDs, because then we'll end up seeing this break. But what we're watching right now is the top of this wedge pattern. We need to get past this level up here at about $3 and let's say $3.18. That's pretty much the level we got to pass. So once you see us go above there, closer to $3.20, let's just say $3.20. That's too close. Like once you see us past $3.20, that confirms the bullish movement to the upside, and that kind of confirms us going closer and closer, because typically, we won't have the double top and then pulling back again with a wedge pattern like this. Typically it'll go past it. And again, if we're looking at the 72% gains, $480 is where we're watching from this bottom area here all the way up to, let's say, 70%. So $4.80 is really what we're eyeing here for XRP. That's the price. That's the short-term price prediction. I guess I'm gonna make that the title of the video. Like, this is the short-term price prediction. $4.80, 70% from where we are now. That's where we should be landing. And it is pretty close to our Fibonacci all the way up here at $5.70. So that's definitely the level we're watching for. But anyways, on the 4-hour chart with the trend exhaustion, like I said, we just kind of came back from a oversold area here on the %R trend exhaustion. That area was oversold, and you've seen some buying pressure bringing it to the upside. And the percentages that we're seeing for that move right there, that alone was a 10% gain. So that alone brought us up 10% off of that oversold area, and we're not even overbought yet. So I think that we do have more room to go to the upside here with XRP. When you come over here to the 1-hour chart, you're seeing that on the 1 hour, it's a little bit shorter. We were overbought on the 1 hour right here for the %R trend exhaustion. You can see the uptrend was a little bit exhausted, kind of trying to go down a little bit, but a lot of the times with the %R trend exhaustion, you see the trend kind of stays upwards a lot, and then it gets exhausted. So I think we do have more movement, more potential to the upside before we go down. But the MACD is telling us we just came off that oversold area, or the overbought area. The MACD is showing us that we are having some selling volume coming in for the short term. So on the short term, I think we might have some pullbacks, but over a little bit of a longer period of time, we should have more rising coming inside the prices here. So as you can see here, we're also reviving from a little bit of an oversold area here on the %R trend exhaustion. So even on the 15-minute chart, it looks like it wants to revive a little bit more, and that would look like this with it going up a little bit higher. So $3.20, we're still eyeing that every single time period. It's showing us that we have a little bit more way to go to the upside for XRP. So I think we are in a good standing point. So anyways, my short-term price prediction here for XRP, 70% higher than where we are right now. And that is going to bring us to $4.80. And the reason why I chose that is because back here, you can see the same thing when we had the when we kind of topped out you can see we pulled back a little bit, and then we had that major pump upwards. And again, you look at that pump upwards here, we're looking at a good 70% right there. And then you're looking at the pullback down to here. And then you're looking at a good 30% on the way down. And the reason why I say this is because if you come back here and you do this, we didn't necessarily go 30%, but we almost did. So 22%. So technically speaking, if we were to go 30% down, we would be right around here at this level. And we usually don't follow everything to a T. So it would be right down there. And then if we took it from that 30% down level and then brought it up 70%, then you see we have a little bit less in price. The target price at that point would be $4.33. But I still believe that we're going to continue to rally a little more. But if we do pull back down a little bit more to where it's exactly at 30%, pulling back down here to this lower level at $2.50, then we're eyeing $4.30 for this next pump. But currently, since we're not pulling back to $2.50, I'm still eyeing $4.80 for this current short-term price prediction level. So let me know what you guys think about this. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's going to do this? Do you think we're going to hit $4.80 soon? Anyways, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that. And as always, I'll be back with another video.